Hey everyone, we've got a reading for you today about somebody who has been left instructions or given directions like, hey, I'm going out of town, could you make sure X, Y, and Z happen? And they're told, sure, I can do that. And then we've got this, no, I guess I actually can't do that. We could also have an outright lie about, hey, I told you I would do that and I did. Yeah, I totally did, and somebody knows it's a lie. But it's just a failure of trust here that creates some instability. This could be within a family unit, this could be a friendship or a romantic connection, but there's a loss of trust because someone fails to do something or failed to do something that they said they did do. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're going to start with, we're going to go with the Fairy Godmother Oracle. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member and also how to find my candles on Etsy. What else do we have? We have authority and self-worth. Okay, so there's an issue here in terms of somebody feeling like they don't need to do what has been asked of them. This would be like someone saying, I appreciate that you would really like me to have this little picture at the bottom of my signature on my professional emails, but I decline to because I don't think that it looks professional. This is someone who's like, I want to do what feels right to me. I want to do, it's got to be personalized to me. But this is, I think, kind of like weaponized incompetence. I think that's what it's called. Where someone's like, no, it's just, that's not how I do it. Nope, I do it the wrong way. We'll go with the noisy tarot. Okay, so are we talking about some weaponized incompetence here? Sorry, boss, that's not my job, so you do it purposefully wrong so that whoever is supposed to actually do it ends up having to do it anyways. We have the Chariot and the Four of Swords. Yeah, this is someone who's getting in trouble. They're like, did I do it? Excuse me. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So it creates some tension or some problems because someone views this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse as unreliable. You said you would do that, or you said you did it right and you didn't do it right. You didn't follow the directions. So now I'm mad at you. We have the Eight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Sun in the reverse. This person's definitely mad. Like, you have to sleep on the couch tonight. Mad. Eight of Swords is like, why are you saying you didn't know what to do when I laid it all out for you? You're trying to say, oh, is that how I was supposed to do it? But the directions were like in the email. So I think we have somebody who is maybe even getting like a verbal or written warning, or somebody who is going through a prolonged argument with their partner. The Sun in the reverse, this is someone who's like, I didn't know how to do it. I don't know what's right. I didn't even try. So a little bit of failure feeling here. So we might see the Ace of Wands in the reverse. We have the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and Strength in the reverse. This is looking a little bit more domestic with the Ten of Cups. The Queen of Swords being like, here's the rules, here's the directions. I thought I told you they have to be in bed by 8, that kind of thing. But Strength is in the reverse because someone didn't abide by those rules or failed to do what they promised to do. I didn't get my homework done. King of Wands in the reverse. Anger. Hierophant in the reverse. Page of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this is probably married partners or parents And there's an argument here because someone did not do what they were supposed to do. Everything was like very clear. Here's how you do it, or here's when the dance recital is, or here's when the doctor's appointment is and the location. And still we have somebody who was like, oops, was that yesterday? Was I supposed to do that? Oh, me? I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to that other guy. No? Oh, I'm sorry. It's a little nonchalant, a little dismissive. So I feel like this Queen of Swords is pretty irritated. Like, you let me down. It's like the only thing I asked you to do. I just asked you to please feed my goldfish. And now my poor goldfish is hungry, so I have to come home early just to make sure that he gets his dinner. This is someone who's like, now I have to rush, now I have to do things in order to accommodate for the fact that you didn't do that thing that you said you would do, or you didn't do it the right way. Let's see. This is the Metamuse. What else do we have? King of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. I asked you to do something and it didn't get done. I asked you to mow the lawn and you didn't do it. I asked you to, you know, paint the dining room, and here it is. It's still the worst shade of yellow I've ever seen. Actually, true story, I fell in love with, I think it was called Summer Shade, which is a shade of yellow, and painted it in my dining room. And my parents hated it. I was like, that's okay, because it's mine. I loved it. I think after I think they changed it though, so it's probably gone now. Anyways, so don't be thinking I hate yellow. Five of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I mean, I'm out here doing some hard work, or I'm traveling, or I've got some obligations to fulfill regarding the family. And all I asked you to do was like take the clothes out of the washer and put them in the dryer for me so that they didn't get all moldy and gross. And here I am wondering why I trusted you with that task, because apparently it didn't actually get done. What else? Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Two of Swords. Temperance in the reverse. So it feels like you chose to just like disregard or not care about something that I told you was important to me. Have you ever had like a partner that needs help waking up in the morning, or they might like miss their bus, or they might be late for work? This is like, how come you didn't wake me up? And you're like, I don't know. I thought you were going to take care of that. They don't really want to take accountability for this thing not getting done, and whoever this King of Wands in the reverse, King of Pentacles is, they have to clean the mess up. They have to deal with the situation. So it does feel like we have King of Wands, Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is the person who didn't do the thing they were supposed to do. King of Wands is the angry one, right? But they've also come out as the King and Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like these are divine counterparts who like choose the wrong moments. It's like if you had a slightly different mood and you weren't, you know, trying to control the situation, these two would be a perfect match. But there is something here that seems to like bring out the worst in each other. Prince of Cups in the reverse, or the Knight of Cups in the reverse, and the Two of Wands. I don't like that you tell me how to do everything, but this is also the same person who didn't do it because they're like, oh, I didn't know if that was the right way. Like, you can't have it both ways. You either need some direction because you don't know what you're doing, or you feel totally empowered to just look it up on YouTube and figure it out anyways. Therefore, you don't need somebody to write you like handwritten notes, right? And then after boiling the water, you add the egg. Oh, make sure you remove the shell. This is someone who's like mad either way. You know, you tell me what I need to do and spell it out for me. I'm going to mess it up and do it wrong on purpose. If you tell me to do something and you don't tell me how to do it, then I'm going to be like, oh, I didn't know how to do it. So I think we have this King of Wands in the reverse, quite upset or angry because they feel like they can't win. Like no matter what happens, they just cannot rely on this King of Cups in the reverse, King of Wands in the reverse. So this is someone who's thinking about ending the relationship. Like if I can't ask for some like basic help like that, or if you feel like that's a good way to show that like you don't control me, then maybe I need to reconsider whether or not this is the right type of relationship for me to be in. I think there is a little bit of, it's like I feel there's resentment that you've been carrying on, carrying over, and therefore that's why you're looking for little ways to like get under somebody's skin, right? So we have running, ghosting, disappearing, invisible, beginnings, try again, new direction, start over, and apology. Forgiveness, return, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I think we've got someone who is not necessarily willing to do right by their obligations or do things to make their partner feel like they're in an actual partnership. So when there's a request to just kind of like accept an apology and move on, I think we instead have someone who says, I don't know if I want to keep going through this cycle. I don't know if I want to repeat this same argument with you in a week, you know? Escaping, avoiding, blocking, pushing away, because they feel like their partner just avoids the problem. They feel like their partner just dismisses their valid concerns or how they feel about the situation. So the apologies seem kind of empty. And they're feeling kind of vulnerable because they feel like they're expected to always have that open heart. So I try to be accepting, I try to be patient, but it seems like you were really just trying to let me down. And we have a lot of similar imagery as I look at this. We have two cards that are kind of gray and dark, right? Talking about running away and escaping. And then we also have someone who feels like they're always the one to start the apology, or they're always the one who has to apologize, always the one that has to be forgiving. Considering whether or not it's time for a new start. These are all floral. So this is someone who's thinking about, you know, maybe I need to plant my daisies over there instead of here. Maybe they need a little bit more sunlight because we have the sun in the reverse. Yeah. I think this is someone really questioning what are the intentions of the person that I'm in a relationship with. This could be a friendship for some of you. What is it that I'm trying to make work here? And am I being a little bit unrealistic in terms of my expectations? Is this somebody who just doesn't really want to do right by me? Breaking point, limit, final straw, overwhelmed. Perspective, better off, happiness, clear headspace. So I think we have somebody who asks for a break. I need a little bit of time to myself. I need to like figure out what's going on. I need to, you know, get a little bit grounded. And when that person does, maybe they go visit like someone in their family, right? They take that time for themselves and they realize, I think I actually feel better when I'm at a distance from this person, because it's like, again, like what I said earlier, it's like we bring out the worst in each other. I feel like I have to tell you exactly how to do something because you're going to do it wrong. And then you don't want to do it right because I'm like controlling the situation, right? So it's just like not a good mix with the energies. It's like the language is off between these two. Little things turn into big arguments because they get misunderstood and because there's resentment here. What else do we have? The Empress in the reverse. The Hierophant. So the way that you treat me makes me feel like you don't actually like me. There's no love in this situation. It doesn't feel like we can build something because it's like the foundation is resentment, you know? So we have the Three of Pentacles. There could be a concern over a child. There could be a concern over family connections. Like, oh, but I'm really close to my sister-in-law. You know, that would be tough. But we have someone thinking, maybe it's best if I just go off on my own, because if I can't trust this person that I've chosen to spend my life with, or that I've chosen to live with, to do things when they say they will, then what kind of trust can we actually have with each other? Two of Swords in the reverse, the Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. So this running, escaping energy of the Queen of Wands is now being matched by the King of Wands in the reverse. Like, okay, if that's how it is and you're not putting in any effort, then I think I just need to be willing to like read the writing on the wall and accept that maybe this really is over, and maybe I need to figure out a different plan for myself. Maybe I need to think more about what it would be like to be in a partnership with somebody who actually wants to carry their weight, or who wants to make sure I'm not feeling overwhelmed. I feel like there's a last effort, like, hey, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to go to counseling? Or, hey, you know, I feel like this is getting more difficult, or I feel like maybe there is something that you're upset with me about, and I feel like they get shut down pretty quickly. Just like, no, I'm not interested in going to counseling. That seems like excessive. When really it's like the last attempt someone is making to try to salvage the relationship. What do we want? We're going to go with the Thoth Tarot. What else do we have? Power, the Four of Discs, or the Four of Pentacles, and Truce, Four of Swords. Yeah, they want you to just like keep going the way things are. They just want things to be fine until they mess up again. They don't want to talk about the argument. They don't want to talk about how their behavior isn't very respectful towards you. This is someone who's like, let's just move on. Let's just brush it under the rug. It's not a big deal. But they're minimizing or invalidating your feelings. Interference. So you're wondering, what's their actual goal here? Are they just trying to make me upset? And if that's the case, why would I want to be in a relationship with somebody who is actively trying to upset me, or doesn't want me to be happy about a situation? Because that doesn't sound like a healthy relationship, right? This is the Mystical Cat Tarot. What else do we have? Seven of Earth, the Chariot in the reverse, and the Emperor, with Temperance or Grace in the reverse. They're going to lose their temper. They're going to feel like it's not fair. You know, what do you mean I need to do more? Or, you know, what do you mean you don't think that we can fix this? Or this is maybe just a little bit too stressful a connection. They don't see that it's as tumultuous as you do, because they're the one who's probably doing a lot of the like poking the bear, right? I don't think it's that bad. But the cat's balancing two apples on their head, waiting for an arrow, right? This is fine. Come on in, the water's great. But you're over here like, really? You like this? You like this like back and forth? You like us trying to like mess with each other? Or are you like trying to see what you can do to make me upset or disappoint me? Like, that's not fun. Good Kitty in the reverse, which is Judgment. So it's like, yeah, I just don't think I can continue to invest in this, because it feels like you're mad at me, or it feels like there's no way to resolve the problems that we've had in our past, in a way that we can rebuild that trust that it's clearly been lost. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, or the Earth Tom in the reverse, and the Fire King. Maybe it's not easy. Maybe this is a little bit of a surprise to you, but I think if we're unable to address the things that have been happening in the recent past, including like not really wanting to do counseling, then it probably makes sense for me to find a way to start over and, you know, have my own space. Or sounds like maybe this relationship is not a priority, so I might have to hit the road, Jack. Why is that song in my head? No, I want an oracle card. Let's see. We'll go with what's the news. What else do we have? Fed up, laughter, over it, not having it, frustrated, laughter, happiness, joy, healing, numbing, self-medicated addictions, irrational behavior. This is someone who's unpredictable. You don't know who you're going to get with this person. Are they going to be in a happy-go-lucky, like, jovial mood? Or is this going to be somebody who's over here, like, trying to escape because they've had a really rough day and they don't know how to self-regulate or process those frustrations? I feel like they take out their anger on you. And you're just kind of like, I'd rather be chill. So I think it's probably time for me to leave. Bye, Felicia. If they're just taking out their bad days on you and that's how they think a relationship should go, then I don't blame you for wanting to choose to move on and elevate to a more respectful type of love. You can be by yourself and be happier than be with somebody who wants to treat you like this. Ghost, no closure, cowardice, disappearing act. I do feel like when you stand up for yourself, or when you make clear that you have some boundaries here, this isn't going to work out. That this is going to be somebody who goes back to their old habits or reinforces those old habits that they were trying to apologize for. They're going to run away. They're going to be an escape artist. They don't really want to have that substantive conversation, because you're right, because this is something that they should be doing differently. They'll take their leave. They'll have a little bit of distance, and then they're going to watch you probably. They're going to try to figure out what you're up to after that happens. All right, this is the Kipper. What else do we have? Imprisonment, number 29. And community. I think this is someone who felt like you wouldn't end a relationship because of the children that you have together, or because of the closeness between you and their family. This could also be closeness to like their best friends. But they felt like they had you in a situation where you wouldn't leave. And for many of you, it could be a child or the desire to start a family. And you're over here like, no, actually, I think I can just go do my own thing. I can do a Nine of Pentacles, be on my own. I don't have to stay here. Or I can find a different way to move forward. And I do feel like there is something of value. It could be a job offer. It could be a gift, like, you know, cash. But I feel like somebody helps you start this new life, or, you know, find your new place when you tell them that you're leaving. Because this is somebody who supports you making that decision. I don't think this person liked that you were in this relationship. I'm sorry that, you know, that's how things are going. Do you need anything like for the first month's rent? Do you need anything for the moving costs? Can I help you with something? Can I buy you some groceries? And they make it easier for this decision to be made, and the relationship ends. So I'm proud of you. If this is your reading, this is saying that you know that you deserve to be respected, and you deserve to be dealing with somebody who's willing to have a conversation with you in a very mature way about what can be maybe changed or worked upon. All right, I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes, and I'll see you on the next reading. Toodles.